Let's talk about the last document you sent out. Was it a resume, a report, maybe an invoice? We all use programs like Word and Google Docs practically every single day. But here's the thing. Most of us are barely scratching the surface of what they can actually do. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and unlock the professional-grade superpowers that are hidden in plain sight.
So, I want you to ask yourself this. It seems like a simple question, right? But it's a huge one. Every single document you create is out there acting as your ambassador, long after you've hit the send button. So, what story is it telling about you?
Okay, take a look at this. On one side, you have a totally standard, basic resume. Sure, the information's there, but it doesn't really grab you, does it? Now, look at the other side. Same person, same skills, but a completely different vibe. That is the power of a professional template. And that transformation, it's way, way easier than you think. So, how do we make that leap? How do we get from basic to pro? Well, it all kicks off with something called your brand identity.
You know, when you hear the word branding, you probably think of huge companies like Nike or Apple, but the exact same idea applies to you. Think of it as brand you. It's that consistent, polished, professional look and feel that you put on everything you make. It's your visual signature, and it screams quality.
Now, I know building a brand can sound like this massive, intimidating job. It's not. It really just boils down to 3 simple steps. First, just look around, see what other people are doing that you like. Then, design your key pieces like a logo or business card. And finally, you just roll that same style out across everything else. But how do you do all that without being a designer? Well, there's a little secret, and that secret is templates. Seriously, you don't need to be a graphic design genius. Your word processor is already loaded with professionally designed templates for resumes, invoices, reports, you name it. They do all the heavy lifting and give you that polished look in like seconds. Okay, so now your documents look amazing. But what about actually sending them? Let's move on to communicating like a real pro, especially when you need to reach a whole lot of people at once. This is where a tool called Mail Merge becomes your absolute best friend. It lets you take one single letter and automatically customize it for dozens, even hundreds of different people. Just imagine sending out 100 job applications and every single one has the right hiring manager's name and the right company automatically. That's the power of Mail Merge. The whole idea really just boils down to this super simple formula. You've got your main letter, and you've got your list of contacts in a spreadsheet. Mail Merge is the magic engine in the middle that smushes them together to create perfectly personalized notes for everyone. It's really that easy. And the process itself is as simple as 1, 2, 3. First, you write your letter. Second, you point it to your contact list. And third, you click Merge. That's it. In just a few clicks, you've done something that would have taken hours of mind-numbing copy and pasting, and you look like a total pro while doing it.
All right, so we've got sending information out completely mastered. But what about getting information back? Let's take a look at how to gather information from other people without all the usual chaos. Oh man, we have all been here. On the left is the old way. You send someone a document with a bunch of underlines and ask them to fill it in. It always comes back a complete formatting nightmare. But the smart way, on the right, is a fillable form. It's locked down. People can only type in the little boxes you made for them. It's clean, it's professional, and it's totally foolproof. So how do you make one of these magical forms? Well, in Word, there's this secret little developer tab you have to switch on. It's a real pro tip. But honestly, for the ultimate power-up, especially if you want to analyze the answers later, the tool you really want is Google Forms. And here's the real magic of Google Forms. It's not just about collecting the data. It's what it does next. It automatically crunches the numbers for you and creates these beautiful summary charts and graphs just like this. You go straight from asking a question to seeing the answer with literally zero extra work. And the flexibility you have here is just fantastic. You're not stuck with just simple text boxes. Need a quick yes or no? Boom, multiple choice. Want people to rate something on a scale from 1 to 10? No problem, use a linear scale. You can even have people upload files. It is a complete information gathering toolkit for just about any situation you can think of. So we've talked about your brand, your communication, and your data gathering. For our final superpower, let's dive into something that's essential for any modern work: collaboration and real-time teamwork. When you're working with a team on a document, control is everything. And with Google Docs, you are always in the driver's seat. You can set someone as a viewer so they can only read it. You can make them a commenter so they can leave suggestions, or you can make them an editor, giving them full power to make changes. You decide who gets to do what. And the scale of this is just massive. We're not talking about 2 or 3 people working together. Google Docs lets up to 100 people be in the same document, all editing and commenting at the exact same time. It is a completely new way of working together, and it happens in real time. So, if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this: your documents are truly an extension of your professional self. How they look, how you send them, how you use them to work with others, it all tells a story about you and the quality of your work. You know the secrets now. You have the toolkit to create documents that aren't just functional. They're professional, they're efficient, and they're powerful. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with your new superpowers?